Like most of you watching, I grew up playing a lot of Pokemon. In the 90s and early 2000s, it was an absolute cultural phenomenon. You couldn't look in a 360-degree direction without seeing Pikachu's bright red cheeks. My journey with Pokemon started in 2005 when I found the holy grail of garage sale finds. I found a used copy of Pokemon Yellow for 25 cents. Now, I'd already spent my money for the day, so I ran home and I begged my mom for a quarter, and let me tell you, I'd never begged so hard in my life. I would have put the GE bots to shame. And then I got that quarter, and wouldn't you know, I sprinted back to that house and practically threw the quarter at the lady. And from that moment there was no turning back. I was hooked. After that, I played through Red, Silver, Leaf Green, Emerald, XD, Diamond, and after Diamond, I started to fall off a little bit, but then the summer of Pokemon Go came along, and once again, I was just as hooked as I'd always been. And then that faded out of style, and now Pokemon Pocket is starting to come into the equation, and once again, I am hopelessly addicted. So over the years, there's been two games that have been incredibly consistent in my life: Pokemon, and of course, Old School RuneScape. So imagine my surprise when I figured out about the release of Pokescape, a Pokemon game that completely takes place in RuneScape's land of Gielinor, where the characters, the monsters you fight, the gym leaders you take on, everything, it's consistent with RuneScape lore. And this isn't just a reskin, this is a completely reimagined Pokemon X RuneScape experience that I am so excited to dive into, and I hope you guys all enjoy it as well. So let's go ahead and jump into the land of Gielinor in a way you've never quite done so before. Oh, wow. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about when I say this isn't just a reskin. Look at this title page. And the RuneScape music and the Pokemon music's key. Mwah! That's chef's kiss right there. Part of the fun of Pokemon is giving everything ridiculous names, and there's gonna be plenty of that, don't you worry. But let's go ahead and start with Fanatic. Nice, simple to start us off with. Here we are for the first time waking up in our bedroom in the land of Gielinor here in Pokescape. Looks like we have a duck. We don't have a duck. This is Explorer Jack's pet duck, so we can't get to that item. You can, however, take a rest, and I think we've definitely earned it with all the hard work we've been putting in here. That must be how you recharge your monsters with, not having a Poke Center, I assume, in the land of Gielinor here. So let's go downstairs and we'll go ahead and get started with our journey. So this is Explorer Jack, the gentleman we are living with. Don't really know who this guy is, but I'm sure we'll figure it out eventually here. So we've got news. A famous researcher is currently visiting the Duke in Lumbridge Castle, and he's giving out monsters to anybody who can help him with a quest. Sounds like a fantastic time to go get a starter. Just like that, the main story has begun. Let's take a look at what this is. Pulse Core. So the funny thing is with this is I have no idea what anything is, so we're going to have to do a lot of learning on the fly. Here we are stepping into the world of Lumbridge for the first time, and you'll notice as we go along, but take a look at the geography around here. This is one of the things that really drew me to the game in the first place, is how accurate everything is to RuneScape's scale. Cool looking wizard guy here by the church. Do you know about scrolls? Okay, so scrolls must be like TMs in the original Pokemon games. They're going to allow us to give different moves to our not Pokemon, I guess, our monsters. But here I am getting distracted. I think we were supposed to head into the castle to go ahead and find our starter Pokemon, so let's go and do that. Okay, welcome to the Lumbridge Courtyard. This looks pretty cool. It looks very canon. So, Guthix, Ceraddome, and Zamorak, who do I choose? I wonder if those are going to be the kind of starting types. Hey, I recognize that guy. That's what I thought. Yeah. It's Hans, everybody's favorite day one NPC. So he's going to be able to take me to the researcher here, and I assume, yeah, there's our 3 starting Pokemon. Who is the researcher? Professor Tree. What a lit name, bro. What a great name. So, pretty standard so far. Blah, blah, blah. Fill up the Pokédex for me, and I'll be able to give you a Pokemon. So let's go ahead and finally select our starter Pokemon. Okay, so Zamling is a fire-type bird. I can only imagine that, yeah, Guthix is going to be the grass, and then Ceraddome on the other side is going to be the water-type. Now, I normally wouldn't select a grass Pokemon out of the gate, but I'm definitely kind of aligned with Guthix, so we're going to go ahead and roll with this. Oh, and now we have a big decision. Now, I can tell this is a strong, powerful bird, so we're going to give him a strong, powerful name like BORT. Yep, BORT. I mean, with Professor Tree here, the bar's really not being set very high. Hands then tells us about the MVM Championships, which seem to be this game's gym leader progression, before you get to whatever the Elite Four equivalent is in this game. He also gives us our first pouch, which is, I think, the equivalent to Pokeballs in this game, so we can go and catch our first unsuspecting monster now. Another really neat thing about what they managed to do with this game is the fact that they have a quest system. So you'll see a handful of different iconic RuneScape quests that have made their way into this game, including Cook's Assistant, which you'll see me working through here. Of course, in every Pokemon game you have a rival, and in Pokescape, that's no different. Your rival is Mythroman, a fedora-tipping, milady-screaming piece of work, who you of course can bet pick the starter that mine is vulnerable to. But this is also going to give us our first taste of combat in the game, which is great, and if you've ever played a Pokemon game in the past, it's going to look very familiar. Now, I would bet money he's about to pop out the Zamorak bird, and yeah, of course, because it's a fire type to counter our earth type. But he can be as effective as he wants. He's no match for a picture of health and strength like our BORT here. Didn't take long to get our first level, surely the first of many here. Generally, the first thing you'll want to do in a Pokemon game is start to make your way to the next city, but I don't know where we're headed. So here we go across the river of Lum. Let's try to find anything here. Nice, goblins across the bridge. Do you figure they're trainers or monsters? Looks like we're getting into a fight with it, but I think it's a trainer. Yeah, we're gonna battle it like a trainer. Okay, even for somebody like BORT, this is a little too close for comfort. Headed back for a little rest after that near-death experience. Free stuff plugs. That's pretty funny. That's just very classic. Time for our first grass encounter. And what else would you expect in this area of the game? Of course, a cow. A calf, in fact. And you know, we're going to need this cow in our party. We'll let loose our pouch, now getting it to low HP. Hopefully we get it, because I think we're only given one of these so far. 2 shakes. Got it. You know what this means? It's time to give this bovine lad a name. So I might have used up all my creativity with BORT, but I think this is a great name too. Gielinor here in the cow pen is going to give us some milk for Cook's Assistant. And after fighting with some goblins, we were able to head up to the chicken farm and get ourselves an egg. Turns out we were given a few more pouches, so we snagged this spiderling from the grass. This guy will now be known as Sir Rachnis, no relation to the big spider. I found an impling that I really wanted to catch, but it seems like it has the same mechanics as Abra does in the actual Pokemon games, and teleported away right before my eyes, unfortunately. In classic Pokemon roadblock fashion, there's a gentleman here with some cows blocking our way to Draenor, so I must have to finish Cook's Assistant or something before I can keep moving. Fortunately, flour's the only thing we still need, and here we are arriving at the mill. I can only imagine this is probably where you get it. So it looks like in order to get the flour, we're going to have to fight a series of trainers to get to the top, so let's get through that. Dead. 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 Looks like the final boss of the gauntlet up here is Millie Miller, so she should be the last thing standing between us and completing Cook's Assistant. Okay, I haven't been showing you guys a lot of the combat because it does get a bit repetitive, but where this is a final boss type encounter, I'll give you guys a little look into how we're handling these fights. So right now, types are a bit subjective. It's definitely hard to know what monster is what type, so I'm mostly sticking with normal type moves and then trying to just out-DPS anything Millie throws my way. It would have been nice to finish Piglet last round, but this turn should definitely do it. We are going to go ahead and tackle our way through little Piglet here and see what we're up against next. Millie's going to go ahead and switch to a calf, much like the one that we caught. As you can see, we probably don't want to switch Pokemon because my others are pretty weak. I've just been juicing up BORT. I'm usually pretty guilty of trying to carry with my starter Pokemon until I hit a roadblock in any of these games. My Bullet Seed just one-shotted the cow with haste. It's super effective, so cows in this game must be ground type. I definitely wouldn't have originally thought that. BORT is getting pretty juiced up. This battle should take us to level 10 at least. It's pretty early, but it's already got me wondering when my first evolution is going to be. Millie's last monster is going to be a level 7 lamb, which is actually pretty tough because we're only level 9 and we're already half depleted of our HP. The good thing is we're not taking a lot of damage from its quick attack, and unless something unexpected happens, we should probably be able to edge out this fight. And we will move a bit quicker through the end of this fight, but just like we thought, we have managed to slightly, very slightly, edge this one out. And now, we've got BORT to level 10. Welcome. Welcome to double digits, little buddy. As expected, Millie has handed over her flower, and we can complete everybody's favorite first quest. Let's head over there. Here we are once more to talk to a very forgetful cook. You have the ingredients. Yes, I promise I do. I have everything. Could we bake the cake? Okay, that's a little bit of a difference from the regular quest. I guess this shows us how to cook within the game. So you can cook different things too. I imagine it's probably HP restoring stuff. But yeah, there we go. There is the cake. Go ahead and talk to the Duke once more and hopefully be done with this. I think in RuneScape you just get cooking XP for completing this. Okay, so in this we're going to get a couple things. We're going to get bread, cake, both HP restoring items, and then purple sweets, which actually, they act like, what is it in the Pokemon games? A rare candy, so they'll allow us to level up our Pokemon. Oh, so we're going to go fight the Duke. That makes sense. We're not going to be going to the next town. We're going to be sticking here and getting our first gym badge here in Lumbridge. Okay, hold up. Is that the sandwich lady? Yeah. Okay, yeah, it is. Curious to see what she does here. Selling chocolate bars. Huh? The sandwich lady is selling chocolate bars. Interesting. Okay, so if this is true to RuneScape, Duke should probably be here in his room, and he is. I wasn't really expecting a gym battle in our starting town, but I've got BORT all juiced up and I'm ready. Okay, gotta meet him on the roof, fair enough. Let's go. It doesn't look like we can go this way, which is fine because honestly, what kind of psycho takes the north stairs? Now that we're up on the roof, looks like we have a trainer battle to get through. And, that's kind of a pain because I'll probably have to rest up before I fight the Duke now. But I'm not too surprised. Most of the gyms in these games have a bit of a progression to them. Well, I can't help but hate the fact that I have to take out this puppy. That just feels pretty wrong. A puppy and a kitten. I'm a goddamn monster. You'll have to go around if you want to make it to the top of the castle. What does that mean? The guard, it was already blocked off on the other side. There's no way to get through here. Alright, we got some figuring out to do. Admittedly, I walked around for like 15 minutes and I still couldn't figure it out. So I took a little bit of a break to regroup and go for a walk, and this guy gave me a small fishing net. So we're gonna see what we can find in this little pond. What is that? A crayfish. Alright, let's go ahead, send BORT at this thing, see if we can get our first water Pokemon. Unfortunately, BORT doesn't know his own strength these days, and we really took that thing out. But, we're trying again. I figured the better play this time around is probably to send in some weaker monsters that I haven't even trained yet. Probably should at some point, but it feels like at this juncture in the journey, we're just going to find something stronger and more desirable soon, so I'm kind of putting it off. We're not getting very far, however, with Sir Raknus over here. Seems he kind of sucks and maybe was prematurely knighted, but as with anything in Pokemon, you gotta see what it'll evolve into, because you never know what's gonna be the next step. But that's gonna be it for Sir Raknus here, and we'll send in Moo. Good old Moo. Moo's only level 2 though, so he might get absolutely plowed too. He's so cute though. I love the sprites that they made. See if... Oh, that's gonna be super effective, right? Yeah, we're not even gonna be able to get any hits in on Moo. R.I.P. Moo. But I guess we'll send BORT back out there and see if... maybe this time he can do enough damage, but we can also use Growl to lower his stats, so maybe that's the alpha of how we pick this guy up. Maybe a couple times and be able to take... What? What just happened? It's level 3, BORT's level 10. How did Fury Cutter just kill me? Oh my god, well there you go. There is our first whiteout, our first wipe. What just happened? Okay, if anybody knows what just happened, please let me know in the comments because I'm still baffled. This time we did manage to snag it with only 3 growls, so no need to hit it at all, thank God. That was that was an experience. Now this crayfish, we had to give a name deserving of the contracted killer it's proven to be, so meet Lord Dread. I'm still struggling with where to go here. I have no idea. Surely it's not something extremely stupid I'm overlooking. Yeah, that's been here the entire time. The entire time. We did have to take out 3 trainers to get to the Duke, but luckily, you can just rest up in the bed back here on the 2nd floor of Lumbridge Castle, so we're gonna rest up and we're gonna go ahead and get to this fight, finally. I finally did make it up Duke, and I'd love to blame it on the layout of the castle, but I think this one might be on me. Interesting sprite. Brother's got some, yeah, he's got some junk in the trunk. Buddy says, fuck ruling Lumbridge, I'm gonna crush some bush ice. Okay, so right away we see a level 12 baby yak come out, which is very concerning since we have been completely juicing BORT up, and he's only level 11. So this might actually be a very... Yeah, we're doing like no damage. This might be a really unfortunate fight. And how right I was to be worried, because on top of being out-leveled, I also wasn't ready for Duke to start using HP restoring items, and that really pushed me off the deep end here. And just like that, Baby Yak is at full health, and our hero, BORT, is 1 foot into his shallow grave, unfortunately. But at the very least, we did learn that Peck is super effective for the next time around. But in the meantime, RIP BORT, and we have basically no other monsters, so yeah, we'll try this again. Pokemon works in a way that you can start one monster and swap it out for a different one, and as long as you finish the kill, both monsters will get shared XP. So we're starting to throw some of our other monsters out there in the first position. We'll swap in BORT afterwards to get the kill, and we'll end up both leveling up a little bit, and hopefully that's going to make next attempt at the Duke a little bit easier. Now, I wasted a bunch of time running through the grass killing low-level monsters before I realized the best training, even if I don't complete the fight, is still going to be right here at the Duke. We sent level 2 Moo out there to start it off, but with a level 12, I can only imagine Moo's going to gain a handful of levels after this fight. Alright, so we got Baby Yak down for the first time, so now we can see what's beyond this first fight. Hopefully nothing too crazy, but yeah, first we gotta level up Moo. So Moo's gonna get level 3, level 4, ooh, Mud Slap, level 5, level 6, I think it'll probably go up to 8, 7, Leer, 7, okay, yeah, but that's a lot of XP. This is definitely the way to be training. We've got Lord Dread up to level 10 too now, so this might even be the time that we beat this, even while we're just going in here training. Alright, I didn't see. What's next for us, Duke? We got Puppy. So Baby Yak might have been the most difficult thing we need to get through, because it's a bit of a tank. It's got a high HP level, but I think Puppy is pretty chill. If I remember correctly, I think Puppy is weak to grass-type moves, so if I get BORT in here to launch a Bullet Seed, we might be in really good shape after this. This might be the chance. If it's anything like the other puppies I've fought, 1 Bullet Seed should take it down to around half-ish, and then hopefully we'll be able to just finish it off next turn without it doing any kind of crazy action. Yes, we're going to get it most of the way here by the look of it. Oh, we got the 4th hit. Okay, never mind. We're going to get it the whole way. Wow. Okay, that's best case scenario. We're going to move into the final monster here. Got another level for Moo. Shout out to my boy Moo. Rooster is going to be the last one. And I don't know if Rooster's going to be very scary. It looks kind of scary, to be honest, though. So, oh yeah, and it's level 13. Let's see how it goes. I don't know if we're going to ace this time. And yeah, I was right. We got wiped, but I will be going back with a whole new renewed level of confidence because we were training our monsters that whole fight, so if we go in and don't give him free hits, we can probably make it through this. Also, the lizard that's following me, I interacted with it on the map. It just wants me to bring it somewhere, but I have no idea where, so right now it's just my little Lizzie friend. After 5 more unsuccessful runs, we're back to Rooster. This time around, BORT single-handedly blew through Yak and Puppy, even doing a little bit of damage before falling to Rooster, so now it all comes down to my unloved monsters. I wish them the best of luck. I love Moo's approach here. Dude's just blasting this guy with his head, actually doing some really good damage to boot. With one last butt of the head, that's probably going to be it for Moo here, but I'll tell you what, he did some serious damage. We've almost got Rooster down, and I'm pretty confident between Lord Dread and Sarachnis, we'll be able to take down Rooster here and finally get our first gym badge. So we'll take the Peck. The Peck did a lot of damage, so hopefully we get the kill here. And let's see... Boom! Rooster down! Lord Dread gains a ton of XP up to level 12, and that is going to do it for Leader Horatio. That took way longer than I expected. I definitely wasn't prepared to sit... Oh! We're evolving! We got our first evolution. Let's go, Lord Dread. What do we got? He's a crayfish, so he must be... The hell is that? I don't even know what he's turning into. What do we got? He is... A shrimp? Is it a shrimp? He is shrimp. Awesome. Look at that. That's a shrimp. And with that victory, we're going to be taking home our very first gym badge from the town of Lumbridge. I have to say, I'm really excited to see where we're headed next, and I have had an absolute blast playing through Pokescape. If you want to try it out yourself, I have the link in the description of this video. Go click through that and start your journey today. But folks, that will do it for the beginning of this journey. Thank you so much for coming along. If you want to see where we're headed next, be sure to like the video to show me you're interested. This is a little bit of a filler video for now, obviously, as I continue to work on my progress on Chunk Quest, but regardless, guys, thank you for watching. Subscribe if you're sexy, and I'll be talking to you all very soon. Peace.